I keep saying this over and over and over again. All these scoopers, you guys need to quit listening to them. Your Sil Abduls, your Mikey Suns, your Casey Walshes, your Grace Randolphs. You guys gotta stop with the sucking up. Stop. Like, you gotta stop doing that. Because yesterday was proof that these scoopers are not going to give you the information you need. They'll tell you like once every million times. But these scoopers are bullshit, and I keep saying this. No scooper at all was saying James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to leave DC. The only people I knew that said this was one Sean O'Rourke, who was just theorizing, who was just saying this as fan speculation, and he kept believing and believing. And this other guy, who I won't say his name because I don't know, I don't want to get in any trouble, but he did reveal it to one of my friends. But that guy never revealed it publicly, so I don't know. But no other scooper, none of these people who tell you they promise to give you information, none of these fucking losers ever reported James Gunn and Peter Safran to lead the DCEU. And guess what? Now their audiences are freaking out. Grace Randolph this week has been just a giant walking L. She got the Henry Cavill thing wrong. She never gave out this information, so obviously she didn't get it. And then Sil Abdul, bro, I tried listening to his Twitter space. He seems like a very respectful guy, but he has such a massive ego that won't allow him to take an L. And his bullshit excuse was, well, I was told 30 minutes before the news dropped. Just that I didn't reveal it because I didn't know how to react. Not bullshit. That is the most pathetic excuse I've heard. And for all I know, maybe I'm wrong. Look, I'll admit I can be wrong. But that's the thing scoopers will never do. Scoopers will never admit they're wrong. And that's my thing. That's why I keep telling people to stop listening to these scoopers. Because at the end of the day, the only people who take the L is us. Us, the audience. Us, the people. Because if something ends up being wrong, guess what? We're the ones affected. They don't. They got their views. They got their paycheck. They got their money. They get to do whatever they want with the money that they gained off you. That's why I keep saying, stop listening to these scoopers. It's fine if you like them for the personality. It's fine you watch them and you think, okay, maybe, you can take that information and be like, hey, this could happen, this could not happen, whatever it is. That's fine. That's cool. I'm not saying you can't support these guys, but stop with this whole, okay, this person says this, so that means they're always right. And that's not true. Every scooper will get one thing wrong at some point. And that's my thing. When scoopers get something wrong, instead of just admitting their L, instead of admitting that they lost, they'll go and cry and say, no, but what about this? What about that? And I'll criticize Sil and Mikey right now. They have this way where they'll make it sound like they're just theorizing or doing these what if scenarios anytime they put out anything, so that way if they get it wrong, they can be like, no guys, I was just theorizing. I was just saying what if. I was just saying I was testing the waters. But if they get it right, they go out of their way celebrating this, celebrating that. Look, I want the Snyderverse restored. I wish what Sil's saying is right. But time and time again, it's just going wrong and wrong and wrong. Okay, occasionally one time right and this and that. Like, they did get right that Henry Cavill was going to be in the post-credit, although that has been confirmed by other people multiple times. They did get Toby Emmerich right, and I'll give them, let me specify, they got Toby Emmerich leaving DC right, but that is an obvious thing. And again, I'm not saying you can't support these guys, you can't like them. No, what I'm just saying is have an open mind. Stop being such a bot to the Matrix, okay? Stop. And I always hate when people argue over which scooper is more reliable. Who cares? At the end of the day, we end up losing. The general audience, we end up losing. Or not general audience, the hardcore fans, we end up losing at the end of the day because, again, if they give us wrong information, we just end up looking stupid with the wrong information. If I'm a scooper and I tell people Ryan Gosling will be playing Doctor Doom in the MCU, people are going to watch thousands of views, a lot of money into my YouTube channel. And then let's say it doesn't end up happening. Let's say Adam Driver gets casted instead. What people will now think is be like, dang, they had this optimistic hope that it was Ryan Gosling playing Doctor Doom. And, even though I also got something wrong and I end up losing there, I still got my paycheck. I still got my dub. I got that big fat dub. And that's the thing, guys. We need to stop pretending like scoopers are the gospel. We gotta stop pretending like they're the second coming of Jesus Christ. They're not. I see constantly people like Botwalker, Skywalker himself. He'll often be like, "Oh, people have psychosis. People are addicted to Sil." It's like, bro, your entire channel is based off Sil. You might as well just call it Sil Cocksucker instead of Skywalker the Jedi. You don't even talk about Star Wars, you know. It's like, bro, just allow. And a lot of the times, it's not even really criticism. It's just people questioning. But the thing is, because Sil and all these people keep responding with, "Oh, you're about. Oh, you guys aren't getting the full picture." When they respond this way, it causes people to not respect you anymore. And you know what? Even though I want the Snyderverse restored, Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite film of all time, and I love what Zack did with the DCEU. I think what Zack did with the DCU is better than what Marvel has done in the MCU. Even though I agree with that. The one thing that I was so happy about yesterday was just seeing these scoopers were basically spanked out of nowhere. They were caught with their pants on the floor because nobody at all reported this. It came out of a surprise to the point where a lot of times when there's breaking news, it'll come out and we'll be like, "Oh, we've heard about that." So it is good now to have confirmation that that is the case. You know? Well, it's rarely ever this major surprise. A good example of this is Alfred Molina Doc Ock when he was casted. For months, there was other people saying, "Hey, this could be the thing." I don't know who initially began the rumor, but there were rumors prior that, hey, Alfred Molina's coming back as Doc Ock. Not only that, but there was evidence that they were going to do some multiversal thing. Jamie Foxx's Electro was confirmed to come back. Toby and Andrew, it seemed like they were coming back. Willem Dafoe, it seemed like he was coming back. So that when the Hollywood Reporters, when the big trades confirmed Alfred Molina coming back as Doc Ock, it was almost like, oh crap, we knew this was happening. It's glad to have a confirmation. You know? So when this information came out, it was almost just like out of nowhere. It came out of thin air. And I like this because now this is showing people, hey, scoopers aren't going to be there for all the time. Just understand, they're humans. And I use this example all the time. LeBron James has been in the NBA for like 20 seasons, and he's only won 4 championships. Now, yes, winning 4 championships is amazing, but that also means he spent like 16 seasons never having won the championship. There's even been seasons where he didn't even make the playoffs, you know? And LeBron is still said to be one of the greatest athletes of all time. So even the greats take their L's. Taking an L isn't a bad thing. It's a learning experience. So that way you can learn, you can move forward. But when you have these Grace Randolphs, these other scoopers who will, instead of just accepting their loss, they'll just go out of their way to be like, no, guys, actually I am right because, oh, if you do this and you turn it around, that actually means I'm technically right. And they'll like do all of this. They'll put so much effort in trying to change the narrative. And what I would do, and I know it could lose credibility, but at least it would gain respect. What I would just do is, hey, if I get a scoop wrong, I'll just put out a quick tweet. Doesn't have to be a video. Doesn't have to be anything public. It could just be a quick tweet and say, hey guys, I got this wrong. I apologize. I'll look for better sources. I'll do my best to give you guys more accurate information and then move on. And if you get something right, cool, get that dub. But if you're willing to accept the dub, you should also be willing to take an L. That's how the game works, you know? And that's life in general. Losing shouldn't be a bad thing. Yes, it is always going to feel like a bad thing, but losing can also be a learning experience, you know? The same thing with scoopers. I think scoopers can learn. Maybe they figure out which source is reliable, which source isn't reliable, you know? It would actually make you better. This will help you in the long run. But instead, you have your audience trained to attack anyone who dares to question you. That is utterly pathetic. And that's why I'm glad that this scoop right here, this news, sorry, I said scoop, this news came out and it caught everyone off guard. And it showed you, yeah, they ain't going to get the information you want. They're going to nitpick and tell you that they got information right, but they didn't all the time, you know? But anyways, that's it for today's video. My voice is dead. I've made so many videos yesterday, but anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all next. Oh, and I forgot to say this. Y'all let us know in the comment sections. What do you think about my comments, my statements, whatever it is, let us know in the comment section down below. I shall see y'all next time, and thank you for joining us in today's multiverse of movies.